My name is David Jaffe. Welcome to the Wealth and Health Podcast, where you'll learn valuable skills and positive habits that will improve your life. This podcast originally aired as a video on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/beststockstrategy. The Wealth and Health Podcast is brought to you by beststockstrategy.com.
NVIDIA is the most owned stock in the AI boom. It's in almost everyone's portfolio. So the real question isn't if you own it, it's how you own it. Here's what the big stock channels say. Just buy NVIDIA and hold. But I'll show you a smarter way to own that same company. And this same trade wins whether NVIDIA goes up, down, or nowhere at all. These are the exact trades I send my members in real time. I'll show you the real fill straight from my brokerage. No predictions, no price targets, because I don't think anyone reliably calls where NVIDIA is going to go next. But what I can teach you is how to structure a trade that pays you to enter and it wins in more ways than one. Because my whole job is to teach you to win when you're right, win when you're wrong, and never gamble. And stay till the very end. I'll show you the fully defined risk version, and even if you've never traded an option in your entire life, you'll understand exactly how this works. Here's the proof. A real live trade for my brokerage. This is not a demo. Look at the top. You can see that we opened this trade for a credit. I got paid $35 just to open it. Here's exactly what you're getting. The exact NVIDIA trade, real fill, real credit. How I got paid to enter, and you win whether this goes up or down or it doesn't move at all. At the very end, I'm going to show you a defined risk version and the price I'd love to own NVIDIA at. First, why NVIDIA? NVIDIA is one of the backbones of the AI build-out. It provides the chips and the infrastructure, which represent a huge chunk of what AI runs on. While it's already gone up a lot over the past few years, the question everyone has is, chase it here or wait? But my answer isn't a prediction. It's a structure, and one that's very easy for you to implement in your own account. Why I'm not just buying the shares. If I just buy the shares, I only win if the stock goes up, and I'm also paying the full price today. Instead, I want to participate in the upside, get paid to wait, and also have a plan if the stock drops. That's exactly what this option structure does. Never traded options? Here's the whole idea in 20 seconds. Selling a put just means I agree to buy NVIDIA at a lower price, and I get paid cash today for agreeing. It's exactly like placing a buy it on sale order below today's price, except you get paid to place it. If the stock never drops to my price, I get to keep the cash. If it does, then I own one of the best companies in the world on sale and at a huge discount. That's the edge. You get paid to be patient instead of paying full price and just hoping that it goes up. Here's the setup, my finance bull trade on NVIDIA. The bet, we bought a 220 call, we sold a 245 call. This is a call debit spread and it provides us with upside participation. $2,500 of upside participation for every increment that we put on. Then we actually got paid when we opened this trade. We financed the call option by selling 2 of the 145 puts. And I chose this strike price because I'd love to own NVIDIA at 145, which represents an enormous discount from where it's currently trading at. The result, I opened this trade for a credit. I got paid $35 just to put this trade on. Most people pay to place a bet. They pay when they buy a call option, but I got paid to place mine. It's like walking into a casino and the casino pays you to sit down at the table. If NVIDIA goes up, my call spread profits, and I keep that opening credit no matter what happens. Here's the actual order, straight from my brokerage. Look at the top. It filled for a credit. I got paid $35 just to put this NVIDIA trade on. A small credit, but the point is I was paid to enter. I didn't pay to buy this call option because we all know that the majority of call options expire worthless. And remember, we have $2,500 of upside potential for every increment. If you sold 4 of these, then you would have over $10,000 of potential profit. Remember, stay till the end and I'll show you how to run this with defined risk, plus the exact discount I'd love to own NVIDIA at. But first, let me show you why this wins in more than one direction. Real talk, let me be precise. This is not a defined risk trade. Those two puts are naked, and I want you to know that. I sell them on purpose, but only at a price where I'd be thrilled to own NVIDIA. Are you nervous about that? No problem. Stay till the end. I'll show you the defined risk version. This trade is still open, so here's the result so far. I just opened this trade, so the result is simple. I was paid $35 to enter, and as of June 21st, 2026, this trade is also showing me a few $100 profit. But remember, from here, this trade wins in more than one direction. Let me show you how. Quick, don't go anywhere. The defined risk version I promised you is about 90 seconds away. The exact same idea with strictly limited risk. But first, the one mistake that ruins this trade for most beginners, and it's not what you think. How this trade wins, up, down, or sideways. Up, the 220 by 240 call spread profits, and I keep the credit. If NVIDIA falls, I get to own NVIDIA at my strike, a price I chose because I'd be happy to own it, and I also would keep the opening credit. If NVIDIA trades sideways, then I just keep the credit. However, if you're long the stock, you can only win in one direction. Let's say you're thinking, but I want to own the shares. And what if it keeps rising? If you want to own NVIDIA, remember, if it falls to my strike price, then I do own it. Cheaper than today, and I get to keep the initial credit. Worried you'll miss out on a big AI run? My call spread profits as NVIDIA rises, up to a cap. If NVIDIA rises above 245, then I'm not going to participate in that upside. But remember, this trade has substantially less risk. The only thing I give up are the gains above the cap. For a company this good, owning it at a discount, plus getting paid to enter and participating in the upside beats paying full price and simply hoping that the stock is going to continue going up. Why getting paid to enter is the whole edge. Most traders pay a debit when they open a call position, so they need to be right on the direction and the timing. But I opened it for a credit, so time passing and a flat market both work for me. I don't need to predict. I need structure. That's the whole difference. The number one mistake that ruins this trade. This only works if you genuinely want to own the stock at your put strike. Selling puts on a company you don't want to own equals gambling for premium. The discipline is the edge. Pick the company first and the strike second. Is this too good to be true? The honest risk. Real talk. The risk is NVIDIA craters far below 145. Then I'm assigned at 145, forced to own it above the market price. That's the real loss, not a bargain. That's why I only sell puts on companies I'd be happy to hold for years. No trade is risk-free. This one just pays me to take a risk I already wanted. Proof. This is the real account that these trades come from. You can see that during volatile times, like March 2026, when the market was down around 7 or 8%, this account was down less than 1%. This is real, verified, and not hype. Here's the real lesson. I'm not predicting NVIDIA. I structured a trade that wins more than one way. Up, down, or sideways, I was paid to be there. Win when you're right, win when you're wrong, never gamble. Okay, here's what I promised. First, if selling naked puts makes you nervous, turn this into a fully defined risk trade. Instead of just selling the put, sell one put and buy a lower put. Now your downside is capped. Yes, you give up a little bit of premium, but you know your exact maximum risk. Second, the level. I sold the 145 puts because that's a price where I'd be thrilled to own NVIDIA. A steep discount from where it trades today. If it falls there and I'm assigned, I'm not upset. I'm getting one of the best companies in the world on sale. That's the whole mindset. Only sell puts on companies you'd be lucky to own cheaper. As far as the actual strike selection, if you're going to turn this into a defined risk trade, what I personally would do, instead of selling the 145 put, I would sell the 160 and then I would buy the 100. What this does is it reduces your total risk from $145 to $60. So you reduce your risk by about 60% by turning it into a defined risk trade. So once again, instead of selling the 145 as a naked put option, if I wanted to turn this into a defined risk trade, I personally would have sold the 160 and I would buy the 100. Who's telling you this? I'm a former Wall Street investment banker, Ivy League graduate, and every trade I show is real and verified. These are the exact trades I send my members in real time, and you can get them too. There's a 14-day trial. Link is in the description. Even if you've never traded options, start there. Want to see my actual results? Watch this next. I show my actual trading results, and there's the screenshot. I'll try to add it as a card as well, so that way you can click on it. That's the trade. Pay to enter, a winner whether NVIDIA goes up or down, and a structure you can run on almost any great company. If you want every trade I make in real time, the link is below. And tell me in the comments which stock I should do this on next. Your pick could be the next video. Win when you're right, win when you're wrong, never gamble. See you in the next one.
Visit beststockstrategy.com and submit your email address to receive invaluable free training. Please give this podcast a positive rating and a review. If you have any questions, visit beststockstrategy.com and send me a message.